The wind carried her words across the dusty ranch yard like a fragile promise. The rancher stood a few steps away, his boots half buried in the sand, eyes narrowed against the late afternoon sun. He had faced stampedes, droughts, and gunmen, but something about the way she spoke made his chest feel tight. Slowly, she reached for the heavy shawl wrapped around her shoulders. It was old, thick, and far too warm for a day like this. She had worn it since the moment she arrived at his ranch 3 days ago, never once letting it slip. The rancher swallowed. "You don't have to," he said quietly. "Yes, I do," she replied. Her voice trembled, not with fear, but with something deeper. "If you're going to decide whether I can stay, you need to see." The rancher had found her walking alone along the dirt road that cut through his land. A small figure, nearly collapsing from exhaustion. He had brought her water, then food, and then offered her a place to sleep in the old guest room. She said her name was Clara, and that she was running from something she couldn't explain yet. Now, as the sun dipped low, painting the ranch in golden shadow, she finally seemed ready to tell the truth. She loosened the knot at her neck and slowly pulled the shawl down. The rancher's breath caught. Beneath the cloth was not just skin and a worn dress. There were marks, old scars, dark bruises, and faded lines that told a story no one should have to carry. They covered her shoulders and stretched down her arms, some healed, some still fresh. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. "My God," the rancher whispered. "They belong to the man I escaped from," Clara said. "He owned the ranch north of the river. Everyone in town thought he was kind, generous, but behind closed doors, he was a monster." The rancher felt anger rise in his chest like a fire. He had heard rumors about that ranch, but no one ever had proof. Now here it was, standing right in front of him. "He said no one would believe me," Clara continued. "He said I was nothing. That I belonged to him." The rancher clenched his fists. "Not anymore." She looked up at him, eyes shining. "That's why I came here. People said you were different. That you protected your workers. That you were fair." He let out a slow breath. "I tried to be." Silence fell between them, broken only by the distant sound of cattle. The weight of her story settled over the yard. "He's looking for me," Clara said softly. "I know he is." "Then he picked the wrong place," the rancher replied. Over the next few days, Clara stayed close to the ranch house. She helped in the kitchen, fed the chickens, and slowly began to smile again. But the rancher noticed how she flinched at sudden noises and how she always checked the road before stepping outside. On the fourth morning, dust rose in the distance. A rider was coming fast. The rancher stepped onto the porch, eyes sharp. A tall man in a dark coat rode toward the gate. Even from far away, something about him felt wrong. Clara froze when she saw him. "That's him," she whispered. The rancher felt a chill. "Go inside." The rider stopped near the fence and dismounted. He had a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "I'm looking for a girl," he called out. "Name's Clara. She wandered off from my ranch. I'm just here to take her home." The rancher didn't move. "No one like that is here." The man's eyes flicked toward the house. "You sure?" "I'm sure." The man stepped closer. "She belongs to me." The rancher's voice hardened. "No one belongs to anyone." For a moment, the wind howled between them. Then Clara stepped onto the porch behind the rancher. "I don't belong to you," she said. The man's smile vanished. "You ungrateful little." "That's enough," the rancher snapped. The man's hand drifted toward his belt. "Move aside." The rancher didn't. Neither did Clara. People from the ranch began to gather, drawn by the tension. Farmhands, neighbors, and even the cook came out to see what was happening. "You think these people will stop me?" The man sneered. "Yes," the rancher said. "I do." Clara lifted her shawl again, just slightly, enough for everyone to see the truth. The scars, the bruises, gasps rippled through the crowd. The man's face went pale. "She lies," he shouted. "She's crazy." But no one believed him now. The sheriff, who had just arrived after hearing the noise, stepped forward. "We'll let the law decide." The man tried to run, but he didn't get far. As the dust settled and the danger passed, Clara let out a shaky breath. The rancher turned to her. "You're safe here," he said. For the first time since she arrived, she smiled without fear. And the rancher realized something then. He wasn't just protecting a stranger anymore. He was protecting someone who deserved a future. A future finally free.